that drive the stock market. You'll hear me repeat it over and over again tonight. So let's take a moment. You have a game in front of you called Rapacity Rex. Can I get everyone to open that game up? And the purpose behind Rapacity Rex is so that we can take a moment just to thumb through it, play it for about 5 or 10 minutes. And this is going to gauge your knowledge from the beginning of this workshop to the end of this workshop. So how was it?
It's fun. It was good.
Pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It's a curve you go through when you first play the game. I will admit that. It's a curve you go through. Why? Because you know absolutely nothing about the stock market. So when you try to answer these questions, it can be kind of difficult. But inside the deck that you're looking at right now, Rapacity Rex, those are basic questions to the stock market. And it's what you need to know before you even think about investing in the market itself. So let's get into this thing called the stock market. All right, tonight's agenda, we're going to go through part 1, the stock market. We're going to talk about the basic information of the stock market. That's what we're going to get into. We're going to get into what you need to know about the stock market. Then we're going to get into how to buy and sell a stock, which is the detailed quote information. And we're going to finish up with talking about what type of investor are you? What type of investor could you be? So let's get into this thing, the stock market. Let's ask ourselves one simple question. What is a stock?
Ownership.
Say it again.
Oh, ownership in the company.
Absolutely. You learned that from the game, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Stock is ownership in the company. Now, there's a number of ways to actually own a stock. I mean, should I say, there's a number of ways to own a business. There's a sole proprietorship. There's a partnership. There's a limited liability corporation. There's an S Corp, there's a C Corp. But the only way you can publicly trade stocks on the open market is under a C Corp. Now, when you own a stock, you are an owner of a company. Now, depending on how much stock you actually own will determine how much say-so you have in that company itself. Amazing, huh? But here's the thing. When you get into investing into a company or you get into actually buying the stock itself, there's some things you need to know, like the SEC. The SEC is a Security Exchange Commission. Their job is to ensure that you don't get swindled. Fraud doesn't take place within the company itself. Being an owner of a stock is pretty important. Let's talk about the next area, which is fear and greed. These are the two words that drive the stock market. Make sure you pay close attention to these words. It's the fear of losing what you have and the greed of always wanting more. Now, when I ask the question, how do you make money in the stock market, who knows that answer? Does anyone know?
Buy and sell.
There you go, buy and sell.
Trade.
Buy and sell, trade. Those are ways that you make money in the stock market. But perhaps the most famous answer is to buy low and sell high. Buy low and sell high. But have you ever noticed that when the stock market is coming down, crashing, there's some kind of major problem going on? Like in 2008, we had to pay over $700 billion to bail out the banks. No one was thinking about investing in the stock market. We thought the world was going to come to an end at that point in time. No one was really thinking about it. But that was when fear was at its highest level. And what you're going to see tonight is that was probably the best time to invest into the market itself. But see, what people actually do is the complete opposite. They look at the greed portion. Right now, the stock market is just coming off an all-time high. And you hear people talking about the market all the time. Talking about my retirement plans, my IRA, my 401ks, my TSPs, my stocks. Everything is great. I'm going to buy more stock today. That's greed. Why? Because we see it as easy money. So what we try to get our audience to understand, those watching and those here tonight, is that when fear is at its high, you should think of it as a desire. My desire to enter into the market at this point in time. I have a great desire to want to be into the market. And when greed is at its high, think of it as dangerous and start looking at safe positions at this point in time. Most people are not thinking that way. Most people are not thinking that way. But something will happen to cause the market to come crashing down. And what you will see as we get into tonight is like your money is being set on fire. So when we start to talk about stocks, it's two things you really want to know. There's two types of stocks. There's common stock and preferred stock. Common stocks you hear about just about every time you turn on the television. Did it go up? Did it go down? You hear about common stock because it can be easily transformed into cash. Preferred stock is completely different. When it comes to preferred stock, can't be easily transferred into cash. If you just open a company up and that company suddenly explodes into something special and you decide to take it public, guess what? The people who were involved with that company at that point in time are what we could call preferred stockholders. The owners are preferred stockholders. Our private investors are preferred stockholders. The difference is preferred stockholders get paid at a higher dividend than common stockholders. Common stockholders, stock can be easily transferred into cash, where preferred stock can't. So when you turn on that television tomorrow and you see something about stock, know that they're talking about common stock, not preferred stock. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is common stock. To recognize a particular company, you have what is called a stock symbol. Now I can remember when I first started investing in the stock market, I used to ask the question all the time, why do we need a stock symbol? It's a waste of time. I know the name of the company I want to buy. I could just type in the name. Okay. A stock symbol is nothing more than a combination to that company. Like a lock has a combination, a company has a combination. Think of it that way. There are no two stock symbols alike. No two stock symbols alike. What you have in front of you, take a moment and do a quick exercise. This is going to be a 5-minute exercise. You have a market watch list in front of you that talks about different companies. See how many companies you can just like check off that have similar names in it. Take like 5 minutes to do it. A couple minutes. It shouldn't take that long at all. Okay, how was it?
Great.
Good.
All right, so I mean, did we get a number count? What?
Yeah.
I came up with 8.
8.
Yeah, I went 7 for Illinois.
Alliance was 12.
Okay, so we get 12, 8, 12, 10. Okay, huge, huh? That's just one sheet. That's just one sheet. Imagine there's thousands out there. That's just one. So the stock symbol's pretty important. What do you think so?
Yes.
Because especially if you're under the gun to actually buy a stock in a given moment, the stock symbol's pretty important. And the reason why I wanted you to do the exercise, because I can stand up here and explain it to you, but it's better to show it to you.